Let's get it, everybody. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Welcome back to another episode of the Late Night Show with your host, Dr. Kojo. We're coming to you live tonight with a very exciting topic. We're going to be talking about three things that every person who has autism and ADHD should stop doing. Three things to quit. Three, the big three. The big three. I have three great talking points for y'all. And everything that I'm going to talk about in this live stream, I talked about it in tonight's YouTube video. So you can go on YouTube and you can catch this, but it's going to be cut and dry, straightforward, and that could be what you prefer. But if you're in this live stream, we're going to interact. We're going to have feedback. We're going to have fun. So let's go ahead and get into it. Use a comment section to let me know where you're checking in from. Let's get going. Ooh, Mickey Ficky. I had a great workout, so I know it's going to be a great live stream. I am so happy to see y'all. I feel good today. I feel grateful. Maybe the Addie's kicking in. I'm kidding. I took that way early in the day. Woo! Let's get it, baby. We have Ashleah checking in from Navarre, Florida. Ashleah, thank you for your support and thank you for your attention. Attention is the most valuable currency. So thank you so much, Ashleah. You're a new follower and you're the first one to this live stream. Ain't God good? Ain't God good? Look at that. Thank you so much for your attention. And I'm happy that you're following. Hopefully the content is relatable and hopefully you can learn something from it. Savage Clark, good to see you. Good to see you again. Shout out to my people on TikTok. Candy G, what's up? Aunt East is from Texas. Dog Trainer is from Baltimore, Maryland. So we have Baltimore in the house, Maryland in the house, Texas in the house. We also have Florida in the house as well. Texas in the house. Patrick, I appreciate your attention. Guys, Patrick checks in every live stream, and he has to wake up or maybe stay up to catch his live stream because it's 3:09 in London. It's 3 a.m. in London, England, and you're watching this live stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. It's good to see all y'all in here. Mass Gamer, Sarah's checking in from Alabama. Okay. People checking in from all over. Mona from Maryland. Okay. Fulanaise her. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. Jody, I appreciate you. As of right now, we don't have any Louisville, Kentucky dates on the calendar, but I would love to see you in Nashville. Come through. The Nashville show is going to be May the 31st at the Zanies Lab. More than half of the tickets are gone, which is very exciting for me because we have a really good shot at selling out the show. And then maybe we can add a second show, but the tickets are going fast in Nashville. So I hope to see you all there. This is a good time to let you know that the tour actually starts in Houston, Texas on April the 26th. So we actually kick off in Houston. Then we go to Nashville. Then we go to Chicago. Then we go to New York City with more cities to be added. Christina, I'm having a great night. I'm having a fantastic night. Claire from Massachusetts, Missouri in the house, Florida in the house. None's going to ruin my day. Jody, can't wait to see you at the show in Tennessee. I need all my Neurospice people to show up. Mac, what's going on? Jacob, what's up? Latasha, love you too. I love you too. Houston in the house. Latasha from Jacksonville, Florida. Newfoundland, Canada. I actually know how to pronounce that. I'm proud of myself. Max on TikTok is checking in from near London. Max, thank you for your attention. Massachusetts. Candy will be at the Chicago show. Candy, I'm hoping to see you there. Chicago is going to be June 11th. New York is June 18th. I'm using all of my ADHD brain cells to memorize these tour dates. And I think I'm doing a good job of it. Mac checking in from Maine. Okay. Awesome. Jacksonville, Florida in the house. Okay. Awesome. Guys, we have a very exciting live stream tonight. We're talking about three things that every person who has autism and ADHD should stop doing. And a lot of y'all who are watching the live stream right now fit that category. You have autism and ADHD. And a lot of y'all that are watching have no idea that you have autism and or ADHD, but you have an inkling. What a funny word, an inkling. You have something that makes you feel as if you're part of the neurospicy family. An inkling. Sometimes an inkling is enough. Sometimes it's enough. Ray checking in from Earth. That's what's up. No Canadian dates on the calendar, but I do like to go to Vancouver to try out new material. And I've heard that Alberta likes to laugh. So obviously people think of Toronto when they hear Canada, but I do plan on dropping in and doing a couple of secret sets in Vancouver and also in Alberta. So I'm not sure if you're on the west side of Canada. The west coast is the best coast, but you could be somewhere else. Rebecca says, you're teaching me a lot about my 7-year-old son. Thank you. He is an AuDHD sensory odd kiddo. He might be an odd kid, but that doesn't mean that he isn't a cool kid. I know you're not saying that, but odd is good sometimes. The thing I like about this live stream and my community is that I'm tired of having to pretend like I'm normal. I got to wear a mask every single day in my day-to-day life. People see me like, oh, Dr. Kojo, I have to wear a mask. I don't mask that much, but I got to wear a mask. But here I can actually be who I am. I don't have to act like I'm not crazy. I can just be me. Monica is checking in for Chicago. Monica, I'll be in Chicago June 11th. Maybe you'll come out. Houston, my favorite restaurant in Houston is Steak 48. I think they have one in Chicago as well, but Steak 48. Steph says East Coast is the best coast. I think it's the West Coast, but my family's on the East Coast, so I get it. Odd is the new cool, and weirdos are the best. I'm weird. And Lydia is saying it's so hard to find a place that gives neuropsych evals. It is, guys, and we'll talk about that more in the live stream. We'll have some live streams where we talk about the nitty-gritty of how to go about getting a diagnosis. We will have live streams where we talk about that. And also we will have live streams where we talk about how to parent kids on the spectrum, kids who have ADHD. I know that one of our moderators, the name is not coming up, but one of our moderators said that I promised a while back to have a live stream about this. So I have not forgotten about this particular topic, how to parent kids on the spectrum, how to parent kids who have ADHD. Because I'll be talking to the parents and I'm going to be talking about what I wish my parents would have done for me. But, coming from an African background, being hella poor, nobody was autistic or ADHD back in the day. We were just bad kids. So we had to just thug it out. I just thugged it out. And thank God I made it. But hopefully y'all can get the education so that way your kids don't have to thug it out. It's 2026. You don't have to thug it out. Mac, I spent a lot of time on my appearance. I think that's the Los Angeles in me. I spent a lot of time on my appearance, and I don't think it's not normal, but I think that's my new hyperfixation. It's my new hyperfixation. Let me see. Okay, so I got that. My grad school. James, I hope you come through to the show in Nashville. Link is in the bio. It'd be great if you came to the show in Chicago. Okay. Pronouncing. I've never thought about this. Pronouncing AuDHD sounds like odd in high definition. Oh, Christina, you might be onto something. Odd in high definition. AuDHD. And look, there's a lot going on in Minneapolis. Just so much going on in Minneapolis. So I hope you all are staying safe out there. And when I can come to Minneapolis, I would love to come out there. I would love. Shiloh on TikTok. Thank you. Potato Cat on TikTok says, I paid $3,000 to get a diagnosis from a psychologist. Thank God for insurance. You paid $3,000. Is that after insurance or? But that's guys. That's kind of how these evaluations go. They are that expensive, which is why when somebody thinks that they have autism, one of the first questions that they get when they ask a professional is, "Would it make a difference to you if you actually had a legitimate diagnosis? Like, how much does it mean to you to pursue a legit diagnosis? How much does it mean? And if it means a lot, then go ahead and get the diagnosis." For some people, they're okay identifying with it. And guys, if you identify with autism and you do the things that an autistic person would do to help them get through this life, then you'll feel better. You're gonna do better. You're gonna do great. So you don't have to necessarily get the official diagnosis. You don't have to get it, but you can get it, especially if it means something to you. But yeah, they do tend to get a bit expensive. Now, Lavita says she paid $300 copay with BCBS in 2020. So one person paid $300, one person paid $3,000. Look at that. Look at that. One person paid $300, another person $3,000. Amanda paid $2,500 in Alberta, Canada, but was worth it to me and my kids. Now my 15-year-old tells everyone I gave her autism. Well, Amanda, is she lying? Amanda, is she lying? You kind of did. No, not kind of. You, if not you, then her dad gave her autism. Somebody gave her autism. She wasn't just walking around one day in Red Deer and then she became autistic. Somebody gave her autism, you or the father. So she's not wrong. She's not wrong. $2,500. Okay. Somebody TikTok says I paid $45. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So we do have some affordable prices in there. And actually, before I get into the 3 things that every AuDHDer should stop doing, if y'all don't mind, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but if y'all have received an official diagnosis and you care to share how much you paid, I'm a little curious. Just a little sidebar. I'm a little curious to see the spectrum of prices. We saw $300. We saw $45. We saw $3,000. We saw $2,500. Castellan says $1,200 on TikTok. $1,200 for a diagnosis. Military insurance free. Okay. Shout out to my military people. Thank you for your service. Kelsey said free with state insurance. Kelsey, what state are you in that you got it for free? That's a good state. Somebody said $15 with my copay. Okay. Kelsey's in Minnesota. Guys, it's time to go to Minnesota. It's time to go to Minnesota. Sophia says $3,000. Respect. $25. $800. Okay. $1,200 was covered by insurance and was free, but initial diagnosis $1,200. Okay. That makes sense. I'm in Washington. Mine was free on the state. Shout out to Washington. And I hear that they have a pretty good program. I think the University of Washington in Seattle, I think they have an autism center over there. I'm not sure where you got yours, but free. Amazing. Christina said free with state insurance in Connecticut. Wow. Awesome. Virginia, $150. Australia, I got diagnosed this week at age 45. Well, congrats on the diagnosis. It cost 3,000 Australian dollars. Wow. Australia costs a lot of money though. Costs a lot of money. $15 copay in New Jersey. All right, so New Jersey is very affordable. For that, and for ADHD and autism diagnosis, $4,000 in Newfoundland, Canada. I think that's the highest price I've seen so far. And normally we associate Canada with, affordable healthcare, free healthcare, but this ain't free right here. This ain't free. Mickey, Ficky. It's not free. Free. Got my assessment on the 2nd, England, and free, but 6-month wait. Yeah, that's the thing with England, I've heard, in the United Kingdom. It could be affordable / free, but you may have to wait for forever. But I mean, look, if the alternative is to pay $3,000-$4,000, I could wait me a couple of months. Sure, I could wait a couple of months. $5,000 for 2 kids to be diagnosed, California and Tennessee, autism, ADHD, OCD. And I just want to say before we get into the actual live stream, for ADHD, I don't know how other people do it. I only know how I do it. But for ADHD, okay, you can diagnose ADHD within a standard psychiatric evaluation, which, if you're not using insurance, shouldn't cost you more than $400 or $500. Now, if you're in California, okay, like those of us in California, everything's more expensive. So you could pay $800 to a child psychiatrist for a diagnosis. Yes, that's California. But by and large, you shouldn't pay more than $400 or $500 if you're paying it out of pocket. That's for ADHD and any mental health condition. It's just the autism part that requires more appointments, more assessments, and that's why it's pricey. But I hope y'all not paying thousands of dollars to get diagnosed with ADHD. I hope not. I hope not. It should be the neuropsych evaluation that, this is what costs. It shouldn't be a psychiatric evaluation from a psychiatrist or psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Don't let anybody rip you off now. Don't let anybody rip you off. This is not P, it's Nello. I just want to point that out. And y'all like, we weren't even thinking that. Well, I was thinking that. $1,500 in Florida for my son's ADHD diagnosis. Well, okay, all right. Let me say this. If the ADHD diagnosis is, if you get it from a psychologist, okay, that's why you're paying that much money. But if you're going to somebody from psychiatry, if you're talking to somebody in the psychiatry family, it's cheaper. And then on top of that, we can actually prescribe you the medications. But I'm not trying to say this to make it a psychology versus psychiatry type of thing. I'm just saying. And like Kaya is saying on TikTok, you really don't need a neuropsych testing. You just need to go to a psychiatrist. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. You can just go straight to a psychiatrist or even your family doctor, your PCP, your primary care provider can diagnose you with ADHD. That's how I got diagnosed. Shout out to Dr. Scott Peterson. I love my doctor. I'll never forget him. He changed my life. Mine was free. Okay, Lizzie. Sorry times have been so hard for you, Lizzie. Most outpatient clinics require a computerized test for ADHD stimulants that is not covered by insurance. Yeah. I do see a lot of clinics doing this because they want some type of objective, measure of ADHD, which I guess is cool. I don't do this, but there's definitely some value to it. Yeah. So you can go the psychiatry route or you can go the psychologist route. Kaya says, I did take the QB test. Right. The QB test is, so right here, this is, when we say a computerized test, we're talking about that QB test. And Lovita herself said, my psychiatrist referred me to a psychologist. Right. So when it comes to autism, a lot of psychiatrists don't really want to, like they wash their hands off of autism and they say go to a psychologist. So yeah, that's normally when you do get that referral. But sometimes your psychiatrist or your psychiatric provider will they'll refer you over to a psychologist just for an ADHD diagnosis. So, and Leilani, how are you? No, we have not shared the 3 things already. Are y'all ready for it? All right. Ready for it. 3 things that people with autism and ADHD should stop doing. I got my list here. Okay. All right. This is quick, easy, to the point. Let me type out the first one. All right. Number one. Okay. 3 things that people with autism and ADHD should stop doing. Number 1, stop calling yourself lazy. Okay, stop calling yourself lazy. You know that feeling when you're stuck on a couch and there's things that you have to do, and instead of doing those things, you're thinking about what you need to do, and the harder you think, like you're just thinking. The harder you think, you do realize that you're not getting anything done. Then the whole day goes by, and then you realize that you still have stuff from yesterday that you didn't do, on top of the stuff from today that you didn't do. Then tomorrow is going to be a packed day. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday. You just give up for the week. You're like, all right, whatever. The plans that I make don't work out. I'm lazy because there's no explanation for how somebody just doesn't get their work done. Okay, you're gonna call yourself lazy. All right, number one, you're not lazy. You can't call yourself lazy. The biggest critics that we have live in our own minds. It's in our brains. In between your ears, the person that's talking to you right here says so much negative stuff, and it's not fair to yourself. You're not lazy. What is actually happening is that you're dealing with something that we call executive dysfunction. Okay, so you have ADHD and autism, and it's hard for you to get things done. It's hard for you to start things. Then when you start, it's hard for you to see them through. And then even if you see that thing through and you do complete one task, it's hard for you to shift from one task to the next. It's just how it is. You get out the shower, you lay in your towel for 30 minutes, maybe even an hour, because it just takes effort to put clothes on. You get done with work. You hang in the car for another 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, doom scrolling on social media, because to go from the car to the house, it just takes so much energy. And you start to call yourself lazy. You're not lazy. You're just dealing with executive dysfunction, okay? And also, you could be dealing with functional freeze where you're just tired. Some people aren't lazy. You're just tired. You're tired. Is this too much all at once and you're overwhelmed? You're dealing with sensory overload. Is this too loud? Is too bright? Is this too much? People are everywhere. People are in your face. People are talking. Is this too much? So you're not lazy, okay? You can't call yourself lazy. I mean, you can, but what's the point of that? It's not going to help you out. You have to talk to yourself like your own biggest cheerleader. Watching Kojo live instead of chores. You have to. That's what I do, guys. I did it today, and I'm not gonna lie. I felt a little silly doing it because it just like I'm a grown man, and I'm talking to myself in the mirror, telling myself, "You're doing a good job, Kojo. I'm proud of you. You're doing a marvelous job. You're doing an amazing job." Because I had a task that I was avoiding. And actually, that's why I'm late to this live stream. I'm an hour late to this live stream because I had a task that I had put off for like almost 7 weeks. I'm like, Kojo, why is it taking me so long? This stuff has not been difficult. So I had to psych myself up to get a chore done. Like that's how life is with us. We have to sing songs. We have to jump up and down. Like I have to tell myself, "You're safe, Kojo. You're safe." Like I have to hype myself up to get things done. It's a lot better than calling yourself lazy, because you're not lazy. You just need a system. You have to find a system to get things done. And Rachel says, can't manage this without medication. Rachel, you can, but you're gonna have a heck of a time. It's gonna be harder, okay? And I made a video. I posted it on TikTok. At least it's on TikTok. We have to bring it over to Facebook. But I said that the most helpful thing that I have done for my ADHD has been to take medications. And it's not the hack that people really want to hear, because people want something that they can do at home, that you can psych yourself out, or medications. Taking the medications. If you've been prescribed medications, take the medications. And like I said in the video, don't be taking Adderall for the love of the game. And if you do, don't tell me, like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. But if you prescribed it, guys, the medications, I mean, if there's any downside to it, it turns your autism into, super saiyan autism, because the ADHD meds really, they bring out your autism if you have both. So, and that's because the ADHD is the more of the boisterous condition. So ADHD is, once you get that treated, that you can see your rigid thinking patterns. You can see the autism. You can see your need for sameness and routine and things like that. Shanira, that's a nice name, Shanira. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Shanira, that's a real pretty name. Since guys, one of the biggest reasons why you can't get things done and you resort to calling yourself lazy is because you're stuck and you could be dealing with sensory overload. So the same way that you hate it when lights are too bright, or when somebody's smacking in your ear, or when things smell bad, you can reverse that and flip it. You can turn the lights down a little bit. You can cut the music, make it a little bit lower. You can put on a scent. Guys, sometimes I will spray cologne on myself to help me get things done. Because I realize that I get things done when I'm in a good mood. So now the question is, how do I put myself in a good mood? It's Shanira. Thank you for the tips. Shanira. Gotcha. Shanira. Still a nice name. Shanira. Sense, guys, sense if you're having a hard time getting things done, maybe light a candle, have a scent that you enjoy in the vicinity, and it will help you. I mean, at least it helps me. It helps me. But see, I'm very particular. Like I can't do Febreze. Like when I smell Febreze, it's like, oh, somebody farted and you try to spray some Febreze. But some cologne or a candle, I could do a candle. I can really do a nice candle. A nice candle. I hate not feeling myself. Used to take a prescription for anxiety. Yeah. And guys, I will say this about the medications. Meds can come with side effects, and I know that the meds aren't for everybody. So meds aren't for everybody. Just for me personally, I can't think of anything that's helped me out as much as medications. If there is something that helps me out nearly as much, it's exercise. Exercise, like it goes, it's meds and then exercise. It's just like slightly beneath it. Meds and then exercise. Exercise is so key, especially when you're stuck. Grounding, yep. You're not lazy, you're just overwhelmed. So you cannot call yourself lazy. I like candles when I clean. Okay. Candles set a mood for sure. Or you could like invite somebody over to the house. And because somebody's coming over to the house, you're like, all right, well, I gotta clean now. And you will clean because you kind of have to. Somebody's coming over. You don't want to be seen as dirty. I've done that multiple times. I was like, hey, you don't come over? Are you up? You up? You up? And then she gets the you up text and she comes over and she comes with that little spend the night bag and she's like, I'm here. And then she comes in and she's like, what are we gonna do? I'm like, nothing. I just needed to clean my house. So that's why I called you over. Or else this house is gonna be dirty. I just need you to come so I can get this house clean. I won't let anyone in unless my place is immaculate. I can't stand when people just arrive. Oh yeah, same here. When people just pop up unannounced, I don't like that. I'm like, I didn't get a chance to clean. Like I gotta clean. I don't want you to know how dirty I actually am. Like that's only for me to know. It's only for me to know. Tanya, I appreciate you too. AJ says, doing things that ground you. For me, it's cleaning, cooking, or working outside. And guys, this is why it's so important to know yourself. You have to know yourself. Kind of like the Drake song. You need to know yourself. Because if you know yourself and you know what grounds you, then you're not lazy. You just are dysregulated. You're not grounded yet. Maybe you can go outside with no socks on. Feel the cold or the warmth. Feel the grass on your feet. Ground yourself. A lot of times, one of the reasons why people who have autism and ADHD can't get anything done is because you can't regulate your focus. Your focus is all over the place. You have to train your brain to focus once again. And this is for folks who even don't have ADHD or autism. We have to train your brain to focus again. Meditation, reading books, writing. Have you noticed that when you go on social media and you scroll, you can scroll for hours? Like the timeline never ends. I feel like back in the day, the timeline would end. The timeline never ends. You could scroll and it would never end. You can just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. And then you're watching a video and you just can't stand to see the video go so slow. So you have to put the video on 1.5x speed or 2x speed. Because now you get pissed when you hear people talk with a regular cadence. It has to go fast for you because you're struggling to regulate your focus. It's a time warp scrolling. So if you can learn how to regulate your focus and learn how to ground yourself, and like Claire is saying, a lot of us will thrive when we realize that we might need a pre-activity before the actual activity. So if Claire has to clean her kitchen and she's like, I don't want to clean this kitchen, you can knit before you clean the kitchen. And the knitting can get you in the zone. And once you're in the zone, now you're able to get things done. A lot of us who have ADHD, we have to be in some type of a zone before we can get anything done. So you put yourself in the zone, and now you can actually get things done. Justin, I appreciate that. You're far too kind. I appreciate that. You're far too kind. Far too kind. Ever spend time with a friend, they get in your car and they're like, what the heck do I do now? Yeah. Sometimes I can experience that. Sometimes, every now and then. Some of us are on the YouTube 3x speed beta trial. Are y'all watching videos on 3x speed? Oh my goodness. 3x speed? Guys, that's diabolical. I don't know what 3x speed. Enjoy to the world. I can't see your messages on YouTube. I see them, but they come fast. They come fast. 3x speed is diabolical. Like 2x, like I can get down with that, but 3x speed, guys, all right. That's too much. All right. Oh. This second one right here is a banger. I think y'all really relate to this one. Look at me typing so slow. Stop forcing yourself to push through when you're tired and overwhelmed. That's it. Stop forcing yourself to push through when you're tired and overwhelmed. Now, Ray, for those of y'all who found this page from doom scrolling, okay, shout out to the algorithm. Thank you to the algorithm. So the same way I tell y'all to not be online so much, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Because, like how else would y'all have found me if you were in doom scrolling one day and then you saw a video and then you went through my other videos and you're like, damn, my God, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I don't see your videos on live. Okay. Stop forcing yourself to push through when you're tired and overwhelmed. Have you ever realized that you'll be sitting down sometimes and you'll be working on something and time will be going by, but nothing is getting done? I think everybody once a week should do a time audit. So on a random day out of the week, do a time audit and track how you spend your time. You will be shocked. Track how you spend your time. You'll be shocked. You're not doing anything. Like, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're overwhelmed. You're burnt out. You're tired. Like, I'll have this thing where I'll sit down and it'll be like 7 p.m. on a Wednesday, a day where I don't live stream. And before you know it, boom, it's 10 p.m. I don't know where the time went, but 3 hours zoomed on by. And the one task that I had in front of me is not done. Like, I made no progress on it. It'd be a difference if I made some progress, but I made no progress on it. I'm like, damn, like, how did 3 hours go by? And I did nothing. Like, nothing. And then I asked myself, what did I do that 3 hours? Like, I'll enter this room, I'll sit down, I'll be in front of the laptop, I'll be doing work. Then I got 2 phones right here, and I got an iPad, I got another Mac. Then I'll get on TikTok and I'll be scrolling. And that's so funny. Then I'll see that the Lakers are playing tonight, and I'm like, oh, Lakers play tonight. Is Luka healthy? Then somebody will send me an Instagram reel, and then I'll open up the reel. And then when I go on Instagram, I go on the explore page, and I'm seeing so many videos. Now I'm sending funny videos to a friend, and I'm laughing, but I'm not getting anything done. And the reason why we're probably not getting anything done is because we're tired and we're overwhelmed and we're looking to feel good. Our need to feel good gets us in trouble. Our need to feel good gets us in trouble. And this may be more of an ADHD thing than an autism thing, but it's definitely autism as well. Because when you struggle to regulate yourself and you don't know what makes you feel good, you'll go for things that provide quick dopamine, social media, gambling, drugs, sex. One of the biggest reasons why we have a lot of substance use issues, because addiction, because we have to feel good. We have to feel good. It's tough for us to get anything done. So first of all, when we feel good, sometimes we get things done. So feeling good is a precursor to getting things done. But sometimes when you feel good, you mess around, you don't do nothing. So when you don't feel good, nothing is getting done. You're not doing anything when you don't feel good. So because we feel bad and the days gone by, we're like, or get you a little bit of wine. And then you tell yourself that you're doing this because you had a long day. So you get some wine and some brownies. What I found for me is the thing that I'm addicted to, it can't be in the house. I can't go buy Biscoff cookies because I'll tell myself I'll eat just one. Now I'll go back, I'll get more. I'm like, all right, if this thing is tempting, I got to keep it out of the house. I got to keep it out of the house because it won't work for me. This thing is very addicting. We have to stop forcing ourselves to push through when we're tired and overwhelmed. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is to take a nap or just call it a night. When you're struggling to get things done and it's 6, 7, 8, anytime after 6 p.m., you're working on something, you're trying to get something done, and nothing is happening. The best thing that you can do is prepare for bed. Let's try it again in the morning. Because you will spend 5 hours going by and nothing is done. Stop trying to push through when you're tired and overwhelmed. Stop trying to push through. Rest will, and like someone on TikTok is saying, rest will take over if you don't take over it. Facts. Damn it, how can you bring out Biscoff cookies? Look, those Biscoff cookies, man, gotta be careful with those. And somebody says, how about corn addiction? I hope y'all know what I'm talking about when I say corn on the cob. So I mean, corn addiction it's a real thing. Like back in my day, you had to go to the adult store and get DVDs and magazines. Now you can get access to explicit images just off of your phone. We live in a society where you can get everything fast. I can DoorDash something, it'll be here in 20 minutes. You can pull up corn on your phone. What's going on now, guys? Right now, there's a fight that's going on. There's a battle. There's a battle that's being waged on us. I'm not going to get too conspiracy theory here, but there's a battle that's being waged on us, and they want our attention. It's your attention. Because if you pay attention to something and you focus on something, that's where your energy goes. But there's so many things that are competing for our attention nowadays. You got life, you got work, you got school, you got kids, you got aging parents, you got cousins, you got social media, you got TikTok, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got YouTube, you have movies, you have Netflix, you have Hulu, you have Amazon Prime, you have Apple TV. There's so much that's competing for our attention. It's just hard to focus. It's hard to focus. Our brains are just pooped at the end of the day. Your brain's just done for, and you're trying to get things done. No, you're just tired. The best thing that you can do is to call it a night. And especially for kids, especially for kids. I'm just so happy I didn't grow up in this era today. Like, I did not need an iPhone when I was coming up. I already had bad ADHD. I was raw dogging ADHD. I had no meds. I just had punishment. That's all I had. I did not need an iPhone. It would have been the worst thing you could have given me. It would have been the worst thing you could have given me. Brittany, I'm trying to do what I wish I had as a kid. I'm trying to do what I wish I had as a kid. See, I didn't have these tips. There was no Dr. Kojo to help me out when I was a kid. But luckily, I didn't have all this stimuli. It's just too hard to focus nowadays. That's why folks who don't have ADHD think that they have ADHD, because it's just so hard to focus. And like I said, reading and writing. Reading especially will help you train your focus. Because when you read, you have to focus on the page. You ever read a page and then you go back and you reread it because you didn't pick up anything? Like, I'll reread a page 3 times. I'm like, dang it. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm looking at the page, but my brain is somewhere else. We're so distracted. We're so distracted. Now, Shanira. What's worse is when you're wide awake in the dark and your brain's going. So earlier when I said the best thing you can do sometimes is to get some sleep, well, now that brings me to the issue of sleep. I believe that at least 90 to 95% of people with ADHD and autism have insomnia or some type of sleep disorder. If it's not insomnia, it's hypersomnia, where you sleep too much, you keep up in the morning. You're either sleeping too much or you're not getting enough sleep. So even to go to sleep is difficult because your brain is racing. Guys. And Beep Beep on TikTok, what a name, by the way, Beep Beep. Beep Beep has maybe the comment of the day. Beep Beep says, learning to have a healthy relationship with sleep will take you far. Man, it just, anything I've learned about being in my 30s, you gotta get some sleep. You know that feeling you get after you've had 8 hours of sleep and you wake up and then there's color outside and you look at all that's right with the world and somebody pisses you off and they cut you off in traffic. You're like, it's fine. It's fine. They've had a hard life because you had 8 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep. The answer is sleep, guys. The answer is get sleep. Get sleep. Get sleep. I know some people, what's his name? Christian McCaffrey, ran back for the 49ers. He cuts off his Wi-Fi every night at 10 p.m. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. I think he has a switch that he can hit. Wi-Fi goes off at 10 p.m. Now you can scroll on your phone, but you don't have the best signal. Now because your phone's going slow, let's just go to bed. You need a bedtime. Remember when your parents forced you to go to bed at night as a kid and you were pissed? You're like, when I become an adult, I'm going to stay up all night. And then you stayed up all night and then you saw how bad you felt. You're like, damn. All right, I'm going to get some sleep. Now I'm going to get some sleep. We've got to get some sleep. But you have to allow yourself to not, give yourself the grace to stop when you're overwhelmed. Don't try and push through the shutdown. And one of the reasons why we try and push through the shutdown is because in the past, when you were overwhelmed and you pushed through, it worked out for you. Because it's the last second thing. You got to get the assignment done. The discussion post is due at 11:59 and it's 11:01. So you just found a way to get the work done because you had to. Okay. If that's the case, yes, do the discussion post because you have less than an hour. And if you don't get it in, your grade is going to suffer. So yes, in that case, do that. But we have to train our brains to not want to push through when we are overwhelmed. I really struggle with this. I have to remind myself. I'm like, all right, Kojo. All right. It's enough. Let's call it a night. It's enough. Let's call it a night. And somebody on TikTok says, I've been sitting in front of my computer for 2 hours and haven't opened it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You're sitting in front of your computer for 2 hours and then you haven't opened it. And this is when the negative self-talk starts to take over. You tell yourself things like you're lazy, which is number one. You got to stop calling yourself lazy. But you have to know that you work in a very peculiar way. So somebody said they like to knit. I have to cut on music before I get stuff done. Like I have to blast Young Jeezy and T.I. And not just any record. I have to blast music from when I was a kid. From over 20 years ago, I have to blast that music to put me in a good mood. And then when I'm in a good mood, I can trick myself to get the work done. So now I know I'm like, all right, okay, I got to trick myself because I'm at war with my brain. My brain doesn't want me to win, it seems. You don't want me to win. You want me to sit here and be stuck and not get my stuff done. Nah, I'm trying to win. I am trying to win. And here's what I'll say about cannabis and sleep. It's an excellent way to help yourself get to sleep in the beginning, but then you can develop tolerance on it, dependency, and you don't get restful sleep with cannabis as you would with other sleep aids or naturally. But the thing that I have learned when it comes to cannabis is that there are some people who they say cannabis just has to be a part of their journey in this life. And for those people, I say good for you. I mean, who am I to judge? And I've also struggled with cannabis personally. So I know how helpful it can be and also how hurtful it can be. But I know what it was there to help me with and how my sleep did improve and how I was so sleep deprived. So don't judge yourself, but everybody has to ask themselves whether the thing is helping them out or not. And there are some people who say that cannabis helps them get up and clean. And to those people, I say, I believe you. Well, why would somebody lie about that? I actually believe you. I believe you. Sometimes, if you're struggling with executive dysfunction, some folks get a little high, and then they get things done. So there's no judging, but you just have to ask yourself: is it helping? Is it not helping? Is it helping? Is it not helping? You got to ask yourself. Now listen to yo. I have never heard this before. I listened to a police scanner app. Love me some Indianapolis Metro Police. Yo, I've never heard this. Wow. Wow. 90s female rappers to keep it going. Okay. Some Lil Kim, some Lauryn Hill to get the vibes right. Guys, this stuff works. This stuff works. This stuff works. Anytime, Derek. I listen. All right, police scanner apps. I may have to download me a police scanner app. Very interesting. Police scanner app. Wow. Remarkable. Remarkable. Now, my third talking point right here. And to recap, the first one is stop calling yourself lazy. Number two is stop forcing yourself to push through when you're tired and overwhelmed. And number three, stop copying people, especially if they are neurotypical. All right. So the advice that they give neurotypical people is not advice for you. So when they say, "Oh, go buy a planner, just plan out your day and everything will be fine," that's not for you. Because when you plan out your day in the nighttime, then you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like doing it, you won't do it. You can list the order in which you should do tasks the very next day, but then you wake up and then the ADHD is like, "No, I don't want to do this." So we have to find a different way. You can't copy what other people do because other people are able to wake up and just do what they're supposed to do, and that's fine. But if you think that you can just wake up and do what you're supposed to do and you listen to that advice, then you're going to think that you're lazy and you're incapable. No, you just have to have a system for yourself. You might have to wake up in the morning and play some Lil Kim and twerk or something and then get your work done. You have to psych yourself into feeling like it, because the problem is you don't feel like it. That's the problem. I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it because I don't feel like it. Just because you don't feel like it. Somebody will ask you, How come you didn't do this? You planned to do this today. I didn't feel like it. It sounds like a very kid answer. You tell kids to do something. No, I don't want to. I don't feel like it. That's how it is with us. We don't feel like it. So instead of hating yourself because you don't feel like it, how can you trick yourself into feeling like it? This is an unlock. Like once I realized this, I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All this work I've been procrastinating is because I don't feel like it. Yeah, Shanira, exactly. Twerk to work. uh, if you're having a hard time getting to the job in a timely fashion, twerk to work. Twerk to nah. I'm not a twerker, so I ain't gonna be. Not me. I ain't twerking at work. I might do a little, two step or a little jig. I ain't twerking, but if the shoe fits, twerk to work. I mean, if I get hella late, maybe I should. Maybe I have to try twerking to work, but something. The issue is you don't feel like it. How do you make yourself feel like it? How do you make yourself feel like it? I like collecting planners. All 75 of them have the first week done. They should make this a question for the ADHD assessment. Bring in all your planners. If you have if you have a complete first week that's loaded with things to do and where to be and what's priority, but then the second week is not filled in, and you have many planners like this, yeah, you're one of us. Yep, yep, yep. The amount of planners I bought because I saw them in the TikTok. See, this is why you can't copy other people, because they'll tell you to go buy another planner. You don't need another planner. You just have to find a way to feel like it. You have to find a way to feel like it. It's going to be very difficult for you to do anything without feeling like it. That's the unlock. That's what I wish I knew back in the day. That I get things done when I feel like it. When I don't feel like it, I don't. So now, how can I make myself feel like it? And then when you learn that, then the next question is, what's the most linear path from where I am right now to feeling like it? Because I gotta feel like it. I gotta feel like it. I buy cute journals that end up thinking they're too cute to mess with. Plus, you didn't feel like it. That's why you didn't use it, because you didn't feel like it. A timer works too. A timer works too. Timer works too. Well, I'm a little ashamed to admit this, but what I would do when I'm trying to work at night is sometimes I would take a special gummy, and then that'll be my timer. I'm like, all right, coach, we have about 35 minutes to get this done. If you don't get it done in 35 minutes, you're cooked. Little game I will play myself. Not the best thing. I mean, I'm not recommending it to you. I'm just saying I'll play this little game, and then at the 35-minute mark, the special gummy hits, and now I'm incapacitated. I can't do anything because special gummy hit. So it's kind of like setting a timer, but with a timer you can snooze. So I told myself, all right, well, you can't like snooze a special gummy. Like once the gummy hit, the gummy is hit. Nothing you can do. Oh yeah, yes, a special gummy. Once it's hit, it's hit. Yeah, I mean, before you know it, you're up and you're laughing, you're dancing because the gummy is hit. Uh, it's look. A healthier example would be taking your sedative. Yes, so taking your prescribed trazodone is probably a healthier example. For the kids at home. I don't want kids to be using special gummies to help them get to sleep. But taking your prescribed trazodone or whatever you take to help you sleep, your Benadryl or whatever, your melatonin, that's another way to do this, because you will get sleepy. Oh, Sophia, I like this. Starting a task right before I have an appointment, so I have to get it done fast. I like this. I like this. I like this. See, this is why this community needs to be a thing. I would set timers to change tasks, even if I wasn't finished with the previous one, and then set a timer to, oh, I like this. I like this. I set timers to get things done, but I never thought about like stopping the task once the time is up. Because just as hard as it is to start, stopping is very difficult too. Have you ever tried to stop something that you were into or something that you had some momentum with? It's very difficult to stop. It's so hard to stop. Starting a task before an appointment. Yeah, I think that's an excellent idea. It's like Squid Games complete before the consequences. Right. We have to play Squid Games to get things done. We have to. I can't do special gummies because I have addiction issues. Bailey, congratulations. Congrats. Yes. Forget about the special gummies. Forget about them. And Daniel, I hate that I understand this. But Bailey, congratulations. That's great. That's great. Everything I do has to be fast. Talking, cleaning, sports. Okay. It's a good way to speed yourself into getting things done. But sometimes it is good to take your time with things. You know? Oh, neurodivergents are the funniest people, even without trying. My partner tells me that I'm too fast. Oh, you might have to be fast because you don't want to forget whatever you were doing. That might be why you have the need to be fast. Let's see. There's no special task. Let me see who asked that question. Olivia Ray. No special task. Just like if I have to get anything done, I would use the special gummy method. But sleep aids work just as well. Especially trazodone. You really do have a similar window before it hits. I would kind of compare it to a gummy. Yeah. Y'all digging the videos. That's what's up. So to recap, talking points. Number 1, stop calling yourself lazy. Number 2, stop forcing yourself to push through when you're tired and overwhelmed. And number 3, stop copying people, especially if they are neurotypical. You have to understand that you have a different brain. You may have to play the Squid Games to get things done. But whatever we have to do, some way, somehow, we have to psych ourselves into feeling like it. You got to feel like it. And then you can actually do the thing. But trying to work against yourself is what you're doing when you're copying other people. Because you don't feel like it. You don't feel like it. So you won't do it. It's all about feeling the state that you're in. You have to put yourself in a good mood. Which is another reason why it's very important to create boundaries, mental boundaries for what you entertain. Love the Squid Games callback. I appreciate you. I like it, Kat. You have to create boundaries for what you will entertain. Which is one reason why I don't reply to certain messages in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day, I'm locked in. I need to be getting things done. So I can't entertain something from the side. Because that one thing that I reply to can throw me off for the whole day. I got to protect my energy. I have to protect how I feel. Me too. Me too, Alex. Me too. Me too. Me too. And look, boundaries will bless you. Boundaries will bless you. There's only so much that we can do in a day. And Martin Macareg, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Boundaries will bless you. If you are neurospicy, you can't afford to not have boundaries. If you're watching this live stream right now, you cannot afford to skip out on boundaries. And Olivia, doing the dishes while this live stream is on is an excellent idea. Because if this live stream makes you feel like doing a certain thing, then attack it with speed. Do that thing. Oh no. When I read comments like this, it lets me believe that you haven't experienced a certain amount of pain. And I hate to say that, Alinta, because I don't know who you are. You're probably a very kind person, but every recovering people pleaser goes through this cycle where you're kind of scared to set boundaries. You're like, oh no, what are they gonna think about me? What are they gonna think about me? What are they gonna think about me? And then you feel the effects of not setting boundaries with people. You're overwhelmed, you're overstressed, you avoid the difficult conversations with people. And now you're at a point where you're just burned out. And depending on how bad your burnout is, whenever you pop out of it, you're like, all right, that's it. Like IDGAF, I don't care anymore. Sometimes the key in life is to stop caring as much as you care in a respectful way, not in a way where it's like, oh, screw everybody else, but in a way, you screw everybody else. You're not harming folks. Like we want people to do good. And if there's something that you need help with and I can help you out with it and it's on my path, yeah, I got you. But I can't bend over backwards for you. All right, Leilani, got you. We'll go to the 1 hour 30. I'm feeling funky today. And also I have some work I'm trying to avoid. I'm feeling funky today. This live stream should be a body double. It should be a body double. But yes, guys, please don't wait until the last second to set boundaries. Don't do it. And Patrick, I'm not saying that you should return the energy, but a lot of people don't care about you. I'm not talking about like everybody in your life. I don't want you to be paranoid, but a lot of people are just focused on themselves. And you're focused on them instead of being focused on yourself. And Sarah, right, you got to start caring about you. Yeah. Sometimes you have to care less. That's the key. Caring less. Don't be careless, but care less. Because when you care about too many things, it'll burn you out. If you care about everything, like everything is a big priority to you, somebody I see with 12 priorities, that's a very dysregulated person. That's a burnt out person. That's a tired person. That's somebody who is minutes, moments, days, weeks, months, years away from building a lot of resentment. You got to care less. Care less. Bookish on TikTok. Thank you for sharing the live. I'm not sure why that notification pops up a million times, but thank you for sharing the live. Yes, the people pleasing struggle is real. I used to think I'd feel bad for saying no. Life sometimes has to just kick you and leave you on your butt, and then you're like, all right, that's it. This people pleasing thing, I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. Right. Don't be careless, but care less. Care less. I am an angel that has come to bless your YouTube timeline. Bear Knox. There's a song by a rapper called Rocco. I'm not sure if y'all know Rocco. I realize I'm becoming an unk. I'm old, so y'all may not know Rocco, but there's a song by Rocco that every neurodivergent should download on their phone. I'm not sure what it's called, but he goes, "You just do you, and I'ma do me. I'ma do me. I'ma do me." That should be the theme song for the recovering people pleasers. I'ma do me. I'ma just do you. Just do you. Saying no is freeing. And I saw a video from Trevor Noah that I really liked, where he said that now he starts with no. So anytime anybody asks him anything, he starts with no. So you ask for something, no. But then he can think about it, maybe convert the no to a yes. But he starts off with a no. I love that. Because if you say yes to everything, You're gonna be burnt out. Sarah says, "Do you, boo boo? Do you, boo boo?" Say no is freeing. Do you, boo boo? I'm super motivated by this, and we'll take the joy shower now. LGB on TikTok, congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Look, it can be hard to take a shower. It can be hard to take, because to take a shower, you have to get in the shower. You have to make sure you have a towel there. You have to make sure you have soap. These tasks are all very difficult. Oh, I'ma do me. There you go. I'ma do me. Now, Ashley says, you can't do you when you have kids and so many other things in the home to navigate and clean, organize. All right, so I'll push back on this, Ashley. You can do you, but it's just going to be much harder. All right? It's going to be much harder. I ain't going to lie, because you got kids. And I mean, kids have a funny way of finding the 5 minutes that you have free in a day, and then they need something. The moment you sit down, it's like there's a signal being sent to the kids. They're like, oh my gosh, it's time to disturb mom. Now is the perfect time to disturb mom. And they come to you with something that is not a priority at all. But because you're mom, you gotta tend to it. So it's gonna be much harder. You may have to wake up a little early. You have to fight for your time. You have to fight for your independence when you have kids. It's much harder. It's much harder. So give yourself credit for anything that you're able to do, because it is much harder with kids. And people with kids will look at people who don't have kids like me, and they're like, how in the world are you tired? You have no kids. But then life be lifing. Like life be lifing. You know, it's hard. It's hard. I recently heard that some people feel for other people strongly as if their emotions are their own. Guys, there's no gold medal you get for being an empath. Now, we should care for people, because apathy is not good. Being like, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. The people who work, they do, I don't care. You don't want apathy, but then you don't want too much empathy. We have to have some boundaries to our empathy. Some boundaries. I like this right here. Showers are like my safe place. I can fall apart and I feel like I'm getting hugs without touch. I try to stay for my exam after they were in bed, and it's like they're still trying to get me. No, parents out there, give yourself some credit. It's hard. It's hard. And showers may be your only safe space. So in that case, take a long shower. Give yourself an extra 15 minutes to stem in the shower, do your thing. Because when you say that's the only place where you have some time for yourself, I believe you. I believe you. So this must be a thing where a hot shower is people's safe place. I believe you. I believe you. I think being the super caregiver has been one of my masks. Masking by caring for people. Okay. I'm like Tony Braxton with the emotional showers. I get told clean and organizing has to be done, or I can't think. And sometimes having somebody come over to help you clean, or maybe you clean their place and let them clean your place, or getting a housekeeper can help a lot. But when you have kids, the house gets dirty every day, so it's hard. It's hard. And yeah, we are also in the Q&A portion of the live stream, so I should mention that Q&A. You just do you, and I'ma do me. What's it like being a doctor? Cool, I guess. I guess. The Q&A portion. We always carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. We do, but we have to be there for ourselves. We got to be there for ourselves. I set a time for me time. My kids know at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. is my time. Oh, Amanda, I like this right here. I like this. The kids know that 9 p.m. is your you time. Raised 4 kids, 2 AuDHD, 2 ADHD as a single mom. Need to have a break time scheduled. Amanda, how did you do it? You raised 4 kids, 2 with autism and ADHD and 2 with ADHD as a single mom? Wow. Look, your me time was necessary because if not, you're going to break. Congratulations. 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 I FaceTime friends to buy double. Oh, see, we have to gamify things. We have to turn things into a game. This is an outstanding way to get things done. FaceTime somebody, now you're buy doubling. Yep. Or say that they're coming over. Mm-hmm. Ashley, I like this. And this is a dope name too, Ashley. Kids get diagnosed and they realize, guys, the ADHD and autism, it comes from somewhere. Anissa, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. What is the most rewarding thing you love about your career? Make sure I crap my neck. One of my, it's not so much a fear now, but one of my biggest fears growing up was always being forgotten. And a cool thing about my career is that when you diagnose somebody, when you get the diagnosis correct, and then you provide the right medications, it changes their life. And if you do that for somebody, they'll never forget you. The same way I'll never forget my doctor who diagnosed me. There's a lot of people out there who won't forget me because I helped change their life in a positive way. So that's probably the most rewarding thing about my career. Great question. Great question. So ketamine treatment off label, I think is a great, great thing to look into, especially if you're dealing with a lot of depression that's not going anywhere. And I know that I won't be able to keep up with the DMs. So I'm answering the question right here. I got too many DMs I haven't even looked at. But whenever I'm flying on planes, I do scroll through the DMs. What combinations can AuDHD adults receive at work? That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure. I think it depends on type of work you do. But they do have the ADA, which protects adults with disabilities. So it depends on the type of work that you do. I think that if you work in an environment that's hella noisy, and that's a problem, then I think you should, target accommodations that reduce the noise that you're exposed to. Samantha, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So I guess there's a lot. This depends on the medication that you're on, but you have to weigh the risks and benefits, because sometimes, medications that can have like sexual side effects. I mean, what if it's keeping you alive? Like you have to weigh the risks and benefits, and then also you can also switch to a different medication if there's too many side effects. My friends diagnosed me because I wouldn't do it for myself. Then I went to an outside psychiatrist. That's funny. Why is it that when you have ADHD, you also end up getting a bunch of side diagnoses like EDS, POTS? So ADHD is one of those conditions where you don't just have it. You normally have a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of depression. Just having ADHD itself, it lends itself to a lot of co-occurring disorders. That's just the nature of the beast when you have ADHD. I always have accommodations, additional breaks, intermittent time. That'd be nice to have a 2-hour lunch break. All right, okay. I'm pushing it now. But a longer lunch break could be nice. How can I stop procrastinating? So Killer Curves asked that on TikTok. How can you get yourself to feel like it? That's the key. Thinking about how long you've been procrastinating doesn't help with the procrastination. You're still going to procrastinate. In fact, you think about it does nothing. Only thing that changes is action. So if you can psych yourself into feeling like it, then we have a shot to beat the procrastination. Otherwise, you're going to make yourself feel bad for not feeling like it. So you have to psych yourself into feeling like it. And yeah, it is time for water break. Somebody dropped a magic word in the chat, and then I'll stop drinking this pee and I'll drink some water. Loud and overstimulating. I like this. I find one thing to get excited about the thing I'm not wanting to do. I like this. Because you got to find something. You got to find something. Big cheers. Big cheers. Time to get some water and time for us to pause and drink some water. We're probably dehydrated and overstimulated. So it's going to help out. Do the task after using the bathroom. That's one way. That's one way. The Nashville comedy show is again closer to you. Yeah, May 31st at the Zanies Lab. We also will be in Chicago June 18th. So we will 11th or 18th, but we will be in Chicago. And Chicago is my favorite comedy town. But we'd love to see you in Nashville as well. Maybe come to both or whichever one you can do. Whichever one you can do. Let's see. Okay. It's important to get diagnosed. What benefits will that bring? So, Martin, earlier on the live stream, I said that if there's people who they will always use cannabis because they swear by it and it helps to clear the mind for them. So don't judge yourself if you're one of those people. But a diagnosis allows you to understand yourself better. So now that you understand yourself better, you can put yourself in a better position to win. For example, if you have ADHD and now that you know you have it, you can turn things into a game to help you feel like getting things done. So now you can get it done instead of blaming yourself for not being able to do anything. So you just have a better understanding of yourself, and that will set you up for success. Yes, we will come to Atlanta at some point this year. I'm not sure when, but I do plan on coming back to Atlanta. It's that neuropsych evaluation. It costs a lot. And even as clinicians, the tests that you need to do these autism diagnoses are expensive as well. So the whole thing is just expensive. Duda, I see y'all on TikTok too. Any advice to deal with grieving? DJ Noisebox. Don't let anybody rush you into anything. Grieve on your own timeline. Yeah, grieve on your own time. Grief is so weird. I don't think anybody has grief figured out. I don't have it figured out. I have no idea. I have no idea how grief works. I just know that it's a price you pay for loving something, someone. So give yourself time. Give yourself time. Oh, Patrick, you go hang out in cemeteries? Okay, that's interesting. Duda is a fourth-year medical student. I study a lot about neurodivergence, but I don't feel confident enough to say anything. How can I deal with that? What do you mean? You don't feel confident to tell your instructors that you're neurodivergent? What do you mean? Oh, somebody says grief is love with no place to go. That's a really good description of grief. Ooh. I don't feel. Oh, you don't feel confident about yourself? Dude, so a lot of times when we lack confidence, it's because we haven't done a certain thing enough. So, I mean, if it's, you being a fourth-year medical student, the things that you don't feel confident in, probably you have to repeat them a little bit more. And the parts of yourself that you don't feel as confident in, you probably haven't put it out that often. Maybe you were neurodivergent and you've been masking, so people haven't seen the real you. So now you're nervous because you've been showing them a different version of yourself. So whenever you do put yourself out there, you're a little bit afraid. You're like, damn, what if I put myself out there and they don't like me? So put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Cannot ADHD people use ADHD meds for improved results? So I mean, clinically, sometimes when people are depressed and the depression medications aren't working, they'll be prescribed a stimulant, or if you have narcolepsy. But I would say that in general, the average person who takes ADHD medications, they do become more productive. Like, yes, you will become more productive, but if you haven't been assessed by a medical professional, then you could have some type of underlying condition that could be made worse by the ADHD meds. Like, let's say you have a lot of manic episodes, you have bipolar disorder, and you take your friend's Adderall, it could push you to a manic episode. So obviously, go to your doctor first and, make sure they can check you out. I've never met Dr. Daniel Amen. Never met him. Dude, you might be neurodivergent then. It sounds like you. Great question right here. Intrigued Mama. I'm struggling to navigate dating and understanding emotion, doubting feeling real. So I wonder what you mean by the doubting feeling real, but dating is very difficult. Yeah, I'd say it's fairly difficult for those of us who are neurodivergent. And understanding emotion is tough because do you understand how you feel yourself? And I know a lot of people have just quit dating. I see it in the comments all the time. People are like, you know what? I'm done dating because it's just so much. So understanding yourself is one thing. It is difficult, but understanding other people, yeah, it can be tough. So take your time. Don't let anybody make you do anything that you don't want to do when it comes to dating. Whether it's holding hands or going somewhere, go at your own pace. And if that's super slow, that's fine. But I think dating is difficult in general. But then when you throw in not understanding emotion and maybe not understanding yourself, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Well, Kayla, if you're prescribed the Adderall for your doctor, take it. Why are you scared to take it? I mean, if you're prescribed it, take it. I mean, anything that you take for the first time can be scary, but if you're prescribed it legally, yeah, take it. Take it. It's a huge risk, but I live for relationship building. Dating is so annoying. The dopamine hit from the honeymoon is great. Yeah. Sounds very ADHD, Ashley. Your ADHD is showing right here. I can relate though. I'm calling myself out. The honeymoon period is great, but when it wears off, it's the worst. Now I have to train myself into tell myself, I'm like, Kojo, you don't know if you like her. That's where I start off at. I'm like, Kojo, you don't know if you like her. You think you like her. Just say that. You think you like her because you don't know. The honeymoon phase wears off and you're like, damn, like, and yeah, if the person doesn't understand ADHD and or autism, look, if you've been dating somebody or you're married to them and they don't understand neurodivergence, don't up and leave and say, I gotta divorce you because you don't get me. Like, all right, you made a commitment in front of God and the government, and take your time. Like, just take your time and work things out if you can. Now, if you're just now getting to meet somebody and you're learning about yourself, and I hunch over a lot. If you're just now getting to, meeting somebody and it's in the early stages, perhaps let's say you're in the honeymoon phase and the person has a desire to not learn about you. Like, you tell them, hey, I think I think I'm on the spectrum. Like I think I got ADHD. I think I have autism. I'm about to go get assessed, and they don't care. They're like, whatever. Like, yeah, everybody has ADHD. All right, if you're in the beginning stages of a new potential thing, yeah, nah, cut them off, quick. The neurodivergent dating app, I like to as a little side project. I'd like to. And maybe if you come out to a show, come out to one of my shows, I mean, you might could find your person. Dishes are done. Everybody congratulate Olivia. She got the dishes done while watching the live stream. Congratulations. Holly, I hope to come to Canada. Let me see. 53, dating myself. Okay, respect. Oh, somebody says, best tips to succeed in office workplace. I find it hard to play office politics. Just agree with everybody. Add a couple of 2 cents in, like banter is a skill that you kind of have to learn. I don't know if it comes naturally to some of us, but learn a couple of things here and there. And whenever you can exit out of a conversation that you don't want to be in, get out of it. Like, get out. Olivia, congratulations on getting the dishes done. Congrats. As you can see, the community is very supportive. Congratulations. Yes, the Nashville show is May 31st. The link is in the bio for all of the shows. We may have to add Kansas City to the list. I like Kansas City. I like the food over there. We may have to add Vegas to the list as well. D's your first time here. Okay, what's up, D? But it can be tough having small talk. I'm drained just thinking about it. Like having to agree with people and talk about the weather. It sucks. We've never been to Detroit for a show. I've been to Detroit multiple times, but I've never been to Detroit for a show. Hopefully I can come out there eventually. Watch the show The Office. Connecticut, please. We will be in New York City. It's not Connecticut, but we'll be in New York City June 11th, and the 18th is Chicago. The 18th is Chicago. How do you combat the insomnia? Well, you get violently high. I'm kidding. Sleep routine. I had to go to my psychiatrist and get prescribed medication to help me sleep. So my trazodone is very important. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. 80 dates in the Southwest. Look at me. It's starting to like, was it Arizona? Well, I have my monthly shows in California, the home shows. I don't know if that's Southwest. That's just West Coast. Yeah, New York. Yeah. Detroit eventually. I'm sure my promoter has relationships with people in Wisconsin. Is it true that, let me see. Is it true that people who do not have autism, ADHD wouldn't sit there and think, I wonder if I have it? I'm not sure. What people think. I'm not sure. Oh, New York is overstimulated, but like that's the beauty of New York City. That's the beauty. I love New York City. And Leilani, we're getting to that 30-minute mark. 10 more and then I'm out, because I do have to do some stuff tonight. So 10 more minutes and I'm out. We're working on the show in Seattle. I think Seattle is the next date that we're trying to add. So we're trying to add. I know Washington is bigger than Seattle, but Like you have Spokane on the other side, but we're looking to add a date in Seattle. Upstate New York, you can come down to New York City. You can come to New York City. Chelsea, you joined years ago. I'm not sure if I remember you, but I which live stream was this, Chelsea? I have so many of them. I have ADHD and a couple signs of autism. I wouldn't remember. Well, I appreciate your attention, Chelsea. ADHD and autism. Any advice? Get to know yourself. Know how these things affect you, and as you know yourself, you can set up a system that'll help you get things done. We don't have any Florida dates yet, but ooh, that was a good crack. Ooh, that was a good crack. Ooh, y'all hear that? Ooh, cracking my back. Ooh, my goodness, that felt so good. It felt as good as it sounded, guys. Oof, felt so good. The Funny Bone in Albany. Okay, I'm gonna have to come out there to the Funny Bone. We're not accepting new patients at the moment. Maybe when I'm not on tour. Steven, that's funny right there. Oh my gosh, Steven, that's funny. And Chelsea, I appreciate you. Source of my neck, my back. I don't know the rest of that. We'll start my ADHD meds in the morning. Kind of nervous but excited. I'm excited for you. It's exciting. I have dyslexia and AuDHD. A lot of us have undiagnosed dyslexia, and we don't even know it. Oh, I feel so much better. Oh, so I just let my neck roll around like this. I'm not hypermobile, but I say I'm flexible. I'll say that. Chelsea's trying to make me go to bed. All right, Chelsea. Kick me off, Chelsea. We'll be screaming for 8 more minutes. Somebody who just came into the live stream with no context was like, what are they talking about? I cracked my back. What are some good jobs for people with AuDHD? Ooh, jobs where you get to talk to people. Therapist, anything in the medical profession, bartender, NASCAR driver, anything that's very exciting. Ideally, you need something that is a bit of a challenge, so that way you have a problem to solve. I feel like we have to be solving something at all times. A job that is hard, not something that's too difficult to where it shuts you down, but a hard that you like. All right, a hard that you like. That's what you should be looking at when you're looking for jobs. Oh, look, exercise. I'm happy that you were a woman asking this question. I really am, because heavy lift. Now, when I say heavy, guys, I'm not talking about you have to go out there and bench 225 as a lady. Now, if you can bench, you're great. But heavy lifting is mandatory for everybody. Heavy lifting is mandatory for everybody. One of the best predictors of longevity in life is people who have increased muscle mass. So not just for the guys, but for the women as well. Heavy lifting is and exercise is the best thing that you can do for ADHD. It's one of the best things. Exercise and ADHD almost mandatory. Like if you have ADHD and you're not exercising, you're doing yourself a disservice. My ADHD is so much better managed now that I love the gym. I go to the gym 5, 6 times a week. You don't have to do all that, but at least 2 to 3 times a week if you can. I know you got kids and you're busy, but 2 or 3 times a week, if not just jogging, a brisk walk, as if somebody's talking to your crush. You gotta move the body. You have to move. The mental health benefits of exercise, I think, is almost better than the physical benefits. Obviously, you want to, like how you look naked, so that way you can, flex in the mirror, talk to yourself, and pretty important. But the mental health benefits of exercising, so, oh my gosh, if you have ADHD, you need to exercise. My favorite running shoes, I have some Nikes, just typical Nikes, and sometimes I put a little Dr. Scholl's in there. You got 807-pound leg press, golly, Matt. All right then. All right then. How do you approach non-binary clients? The same way I approach other clients. I treat them with respect. Now, if there are issues related to them being non-binary that I don't know about, I'll go and educate myself on those things. Yeah, and exercise, guys. Exercise is so important. It's so important. You gotta exercise. Joel, I appreciate you. Your meds are working if you're able to get things done. If you can get things done and you feel like you can regulate your focus a little bit better, it means that your meds are working. That's a good sign. Martin, I'm not sure. I think it just depends on the person, especially if you're diagnosed later in life. Sometimes it's hard to accept it if you've been diagnosed past 35, because then you get to thinking about, the regret and the pain, and then you're like, why didn't my parents pick up on this? And it's tough. Oh, you can leg press 220. Lynn, I was like, you can bench 220? That's very impressive for a woman. Very impressive. Very impressive. Synchronicity Health. I was diagnosed a year ago. I'm 50. Shout out to all my folks diagnosed later in life. Shout out to them. I'd say I'm part of that group. I was diagnosed at 26. That's later in life, but that's not like later in life, but it's later in life. Holly, 30-year-old AuDHD single mama raising a 10, going 18. It's funny. Your old son with AuDHD and ODD, so wild ride in our house. Well, Holly, you're doing a great job. And there's no such thing as a single mom, guys. There's no such thing as a single mom. If you're a single mom, you're a double mom, because you got to take care of the kids. You got to take care of yourself. So congratulations to you doing the best that you can. It's a wild ride in the house. And AuDHD single mom, so autism and ADHD. Then you have a son who has the same thing, and he got it from you, and maybe dad too, but he got some of it from you. Jasmine, you get started a psychologist or psychiatrist. Oh yeah. Ain't no such thing as a single mom. You're a double mom. You're a double mom. You gotta give yourself some credit. And yeah, the person who got the took their shower, congratulations to them. Congratulations to them. Shanier says, I gave it to my son. The best intake of food for someone who didn't think about food: protein shakes, Inshore, something like protein cookies, because you don't want to go too long without food and you get hangry. But sometimes some people just don't have that much food noise, so keeping snacks on you can be very helpful. Those protein snacks, the protein, the bars, the Inshore. When I first started taking medications, I was doing this because I wouldn't have the meds knocked out my drive to eat. So I had to really, like lock in and fixate on, being mindful of eating. Yeah, great job to all the double moms out there. There's no such thing as a single mom. There's only double moms. Shout out to all the double moms out there. My partner's an AuDHD, I swear. No problem. I appreciate you. No problem. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to all the double moms out there. Holly, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. All right, so we've arrived at the end of the live stream. But before I end, I want to say, Chelsea, I have a couple of songs, and I want to get back into making more music. I got a couple of songs on Apple Music. Dr. Kojo got to go back in the studio. It's about time for another album. It's about time for another album, Chelsea. It's about time for another album. PTSD videos. I got y'all. Another double mom right here. Ooh, your photo kind of scared me. I got a little scared. You scared me a little bit. Don't eat until you realize that you're starving. You have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Okay, thank you for doing the best that you can, Savannah. That photo kind of scared me. I was like, ooh. Holly, no problem. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for those kind words. Thank you so much. But it's been a while since I made some music. I gotta hop back in the stew. I'm just gonna drop a surprise project. That's how to do it. That's how to do it. Just drop a surprise project. But yeah, now it's a good time to talk about the tour. Oh yeah. Dr. Kojo on Apple Music, but man, I gotta get some new music. I gotta get some new music because that's 4 years ago. So gotta make something new for the community. But for those of y'all who are in the cities Houston, Nashville, Chicago, New York, we will be going on tour, the comedy tour, the Big Neurodivergent Comedy World Tour. And I'm calling it a world tour because we do plan on going international. We're going to add in international dates eventually. But we're kicking things off in Houston, Texas on the 26th of April. Houston, Texas at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. It's going to be a great time. I'm coming with my friends from California, and they are also neurospicy. I'm not sure if I have any normal friends, but they're also neurospicy as well. So it's going to be amazing for y'all to take in their energy and see how the show comes together. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it. So Houston, Texas is going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing way to kick off the tour. So Houston, Texas on April the 26th, that's how we kick off the tour. Houston is a very special city to me, so I can't wait to kick it off in Houston. The next month, we're going to be in Nashville, Tennessee at the Zany's Lab. That's May the 31st. So in the title right here, I say, come see me in Nashville, May the 31st. Nashville is this is my homecoming show. I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. I grew up in Section 8 housing, Nashville, Tennessee, Herman Street. I went to Taylor Stratton Elementary School, Kings Lane Elementary. So Nashville's home for me. So the Nashville show is going to be a very, very special one. That's May the 31st. And over half of the tickets for that show have been sold. So tickets are moving fast in Nashville and in Houston, obviously, because those are the first two cities that I announced. So Nashville, Tennessee, May the 31st. Someone says, do a Dougie in your next video. I'll do a Dougie right now. Nashville, Tennessee, May 31st. Then the very next month is June. We're going to be in New York City on the 11th of June. So June the 11th is the New York date. And I see somebody asked, I see people are saying Canada. We'll come to Canada eventually. And I do a couple of pop-up shows in Vancouver. So if you're on the west side of Canada, hopefully you can see me. But the dates for New York City, June 11th. June 11th, we're going to be at Rodney's Comedy Club in New York City. So New York City is actually the place where I have the most amount of followers. because I checked the analytics and it says in New York City. I mean, there's a lot of people in New York, so that could be why. But we have our biggest, congregation of neurospicy folks in New York City. So that's June 11th, June 11th, June 11th. I hope to come to Maine one day, Mac. I hope to come to Maine one day. And the schedule, actually, I'm going to get my assistant to post a schedule on Facebook and on YouTube. Actually, we have to post it everywhere, Facebook and on YouTube. So we're going to post a schedule, but we will be adding more dates. We will add more dates to the tour, and Ontario would be ideal. Holly, you would fly. I think Ontario is like East Coast. Now, guys, I didn't go to school for geography, so if I mess it up, don't sue me. All right, but Ontario, I said Ontario. Ontario is East Coast and Vancouver is West Coast. But I would love to see Vancouver. Vancouver, those are just pop-up shows. I just pop in to the Underground Comedy Club in Vancouver. They like me over there. Like I could go this weekend to Vancouver and, or next weekend, something like that. But I do plan on having a pop-in show at some point in Vancouver. And okay, so interesting profile photo right there. But I do want to go to Nigeria one day. Why does he have a photo of Diddy? Oh my gosh. Why do you have a photo of Diddy? That's crazy. But yeah, I'd love to come to Nigeria one day. No, Vancouver is pretty. Okay. Well, I'll let y'all know when I go to Vancouver. I'm honored for you to come from Ontario to Vancouver. Oh, Holly, you would be my favorite person. Facts. I'd be honored. Yes, I also want to go to Switzerland. I want to go to all these places. Mac, I want to go. Yes. Yeah, I want to go to Switzerland. Yeah, the answer is yeah. I want to go to all these places. Synchronicity says, will you be in California at all? So we do monthly shows monthly shows in California at the Fourth Wall Comedy Club in Hollywood. That's my home club. So that's 5220 Hollywood Boulevard. And we do the monthly shows in California every month. So that gives a chance. I give my home people a chance to see me in Los Angeles. I'm not sure. We may take a break from doing the monthly shows as we start to add up all these dates, because the traveling back and forth, logistically can be kind of tricky. But yes, as of right now, we are doing the monthly shows in California. Yes. Holly, please come to Vancouver. Like, I would love to go to Vancouver. Vancouver is I heard people describe it as a Canadian version of LA, and I agree. I love it. And Harley, we're looking to add Seattle soon. So Seattle is the next city that more than likely we're going to add. So Seattle is what we have on our list to add. So I'm looking to add Seattle very soon. And Yasmin on TikTok says it's a 5-hour flight from Toronto to Vancouver. Dang. Well, like I said, Holly, if you make, I appreciate that. There was there's this one woman, Sarah. She drove from Chattanooga to Atlanta, Georgia for my first headlining show 2 years ago, and she had both of my books. I was so overwhelmed with emotion. I was like, wow. She had the first book that I published on my own, You Already Won, then Feeling Good. I said, man, thank you so much. She drove from Chattanooga to Atlanta, Georgia. That's cool. I appreciated that. And it's 2 years later. I'm still talking about her because I'll never forget. Because after the show, we do a meet and greet. And she was like, oh, I drove from Chattanooga. I'm like, yo, you drove from Chattanooga, Tennessee? Mac, I've never been to Maine. I'd love to come to Maine. And Harley, yes, I'll let you know about the Seattle show. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Go to Prague. We're gonna make it out to Europe. We're gonna make it out to Europe. And Kate Lord, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, so that will be the end of the live stream. Like I said, the link to the comedy tour is going to be in the bio, but I'm going to get a graphic where we put all this together. Actually, let my assistant know. Hey, John, let's put together a graphic similar to the one that you made for the tour earlier. I'm going to give you a photo, and then we can make a graphic with all the dates that we have right now, the 4 days that we have, and we'll add more later on. But let's get that, see if we can get that going tonight. Yeah. So link in the bio is going to have the information for the comedy dates. And Leilani, I wish I do have to hop off. My brother played for Calgary in the CFL. Okay, so you know a thing or two about the West Coast in Canada. That's what's up, Holly. I appreciate you. No, if you come at these live streams, if you come from Ontario to Vancouver, no, like I appreciate you. And I'll call you out during the show. I'll say this woman flew from the other side of Canada over here. Hey, do they have comedy clubs over there, Mac? Do they? I mean, if they got a comedy club in the Dominican, I'm down. I'm down. So yeah, we'll get the graphic posted tonight or maybe tomorrow with all the dates, and we'll be updating it because we'll be adding more cities. I'm waiting to hear back from my promoter for Seattle. So Seattle is next. So my Washington people like Harley Jean, Seattle is next. I'm looking to come to Seattle, guys. All right. Yasmin on TikTok. I got a lot of love for Toronto, so I haven't forgotten about Toronto. I haven't forgotten about them. I got a lot of love for Toronto, so I will look to come out there. And Holly, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. Leilani, thank you so much for moderating. You're right. I almost did hit 2 hours. I appreciate y'all. So next live stream is going to be Thursday. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Thursday at 6 o'clock California time, which is 9 o'clock on the East Coast. We're actually going to start on time on Thursday. I know I was an hour late today, so my apologies. But we're going to start We're going to start on time. So Thursday at 9 o'clock on the East Coast. So 9 o'clock New York time, 8 o'clock Nashville time, 7 o'clock Phoenix time, 6 p.m. Seattle time, 5 p.m. Anchorage, Alaska time, 4 p.m. Hawaii time, 2 a.m. for my London and UK boys and girls. And Patrick, last shout out to Patrick, because Patrick always joins the live stream and he's checking in from London. He joins at 2 a.m. Actually, it was 3 a.m. today. So Patrick, if you're still watching, I'm not sure why you stay up so late, but thank you for your attention. I appreciate you. I really do, Patrick. All right. Until next time, I'll see y'all in 2 days. Peace. And try and get some sleep, y'all. Try and get some rest.